What is going on, guys? My name is Nick. You are watching Olsen Auto, and today we are going to tear my garage apart, and on a budget, we're gonna try and revamp it. I may be filming this after I've already done all the work, but essentially what we're gonna do today is we're gonna try to prime and paint the walls, get new lighting installed, and maybe do a few other little upgrades to the shelving and storage unit. Trying to do this all on a budget, so I'm aiming for about $1,000. So my goals are to spend about $200 on lighting. Obviously, we're gonna have to buy some wiring, some wire nuts, things like that. We'll go over that in a little bit. So wiring and wiring accessories, $200 to $300. I want to spend about $250 to $300 on a shelving unit so I can upgrade mine. And I'm probably going to spend between $500 and $700 on paint. Now I will have to buy some new tools to make all of this happen. Assuming you all don't have 16 or 20 foot tall ceilings or whatever these are, it's going to be much easier. Ultimately, the last video we worked on the Firebird, and I kind of realized I've been working on all these cars. I should probably make the environment that I work on them in a little more enjoyable to be around. Let's go ahead. Let's jump into it. The garage doesn't really look too good at the beginning of this video, but stay to the end. You're gonna love the end result. Let's go ahead. Let's clean up this mess of a garage and let's make some good work. Let's see if on a budget we can transform this workshop. Okay, so please excuse my disheveled nature. I just was riding the bike to go to Lowe's to pick up some more stuff for these lights. So I understand that quite a few of you are probably watching this video hoping to gain some knowledge on how this process actually works, to go from these old, gross, incandescent shop lights that maybe worked somewhat well 35, 40 years ago, for today's standards aren't exactly the best. I am upgrading to these. These are called high bay lights, high bay UFO lights, because they look like a UFO or a flying saucer. These are about $13 a piece on eBay. So I bought a 12 pack. These are the 200 watt, which is good for about 16 foot ceilings, which is about how tall my ceilings are. And I'm mounting them pretty close to the top. So everyone online said, you want 200 watt, 300's overkill, 100 ain't enough. So I bought 12 of these for about 200 bucks. Now these are very easy to wire in. Again, huge shout out to John, my electrician. He kind of helped me and made it as easy as it is. I will share the information with you all. So you can see there that there are 3 wires coming out of this one sheath, and that's exactly how the lights that come in your house or your garage, that's exactly how they are. Now what they do is they feed into one light, they give the light power, and then when it comes out the other end, it's feeding power into the next one. Now thankfully, it is super simple to hook this up. The quick and dirty of what you're gonna want to be able to wire these lights in. Obviously I have everything laid out here except for the light itself. I'll have a link for the ones that I purchased in the description below. These are the additional things you're gonna wanna purchase. I got these at Lowe's. Everything you see here came from Lowe's. So I bought this multi-pack of wire twists. I was using the yellows, which are good for a 12 to 20 gauge wire, which is perfect because I also picked up, and no, this is not the full amount that I picked up. I went through like 3 spools, but this is 16.3. So it's 16 gauge wire. There's 3 of them inside, obviously. Now you can get 16.2. It depends on your specific situation, but I did pick up some 16.3 wire. You also want to get some of these. I use the snap block connectors. They do make the screw type as well, but you're going to want about 2 or 3 of these per junction box, which is another thing you'll need, are junction boxes and lids. Now they don't come together, so don't forget to grab your lids when you're grabbing the boxes. Now for the boxes, I did do 4-inch, and I think they're like 2 1/8 deep. I just wanted a nice big one. They don't need to look pretty, but they do make better looking ones in this. Just make sure it's a box. It's got somewhere to mount it to, like these screw holes here, and you got some knockouts. So you're also gonna wanna have screws. That's obviously to mount the junction box. I used this little testy thing. When you get it near an outlet, it beeps. That's to make sure your wire's not live and you're not about to zap yourself. You can use a box cutter or just any razor blade, a pair of wire strippers, and of course, a cordless impact. I guess you could use a corded impact, but it isn't the 30s, so probably not. So I have here kind of a completed version that I just threw together for demonstration purposes. So for this one, I only used 2 wires just for example's sake, so I didn't have to waste too many materials. Let's go ahead. Let's open this lid up. We're just gonna slide this off. And this is a quick example of what the inside of your junction box is gonna look like. Now again, this was a very simple one. I just used 2 wires. But essentially what I did was I figured out where I wanted my wires to go, whether that's from the bottom, the sides, the top, whatever you want. This would be mounted to a stud or the wall or something. You knock out whichever knockouts you want. You put your snap lock connector in there and clamp it down on the wire. Make sure it's clamping on the insulation and not just the bare wire. Do that again for your second wire. Make sure it's all tight down. And then you basically just twist them together. Now, a good trick with this is when
when you are twisting these wires, make sure you're twisting them clockwise so that when you go to tighten your wire cap, it's not trying to undo those wires. Once you have all three connected, in this case, green to green, black to black, white to white, you just want to shove them back in the box. Make sure that you're not kinking the wire, breaking it off, going to get stuck behind the lid, and also make sure that, they're as far away from each other as you can. You don't want to zip tie them all together, because if there is any possibility of exposed wire, not really going to be a good situation. That's a quick breakdown of what you're going to need and how to make it happen. Obviously, if you're looking for a better tutorial, they are out there on the internet. I just wanted to show you guys what I did. Okay, this is not exactly the condition that I expected to show the garage in. I'm not exactly proud of it. It is a mess, to say the least. Because all the lights are on the side of the garage, I had to pull all the stuff off of the sides into the center, and I've created quite the mess for myself. Where'd my door handle go? Okay, so the door handle fell off, but let's see how the garage looks.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that kind of wraps it up here. You'll notice this is the same scene as when the video had started. That's because I recorded the video after I'd already done all this work. The video wasn't perfect. I tried to keep it kind of short because it's not my usual content, but I wanted to kind of show you guys what I did with the budget I was working with, just in case anyone was curious. I felt a massive shift like this, had it just happened without a video addressing it, probably would have been a bit jarring, I guess is the word I'd use. But I wanted to make sure you guys kind of saw the process, and I wanted to share my work and share that information with you. And hopefully someone takes some information from this, learned something. If not, at least you got to see me make my garage look cool, I guess. I did mention like 4 or 5 videos ago that I got a new camera. Obviously I'm filming with it now, everything looks great. I made the mistake though. Apparently it comes with a slow motion mode, and I filmed a lot of footage for this video in slow-mo. I mean, tons of updates throughout the process, good B-roll. I filmed a lot in slow-mo and it was essentially useless. That's part of the reason the video is so short. You live and you learn, it happens, and hopefully it won't happen again. But if you guys did appreciate this video, make sure you hit the like button, comment down below if you're going to be rehabbing your garage, because of this, or if you took some inspiration away. I'd love to hear what you guys are working on for your shop builds. I have a ton of progress to go, and as you saw in those last few cinematics, my garage floor is wet. That is the next step. Occasionally under like super heavy rain, which we just got, some water will flow in near the door, so I gotta figure that out. Relatively good for today. Hopefully I don't drown in my garage. I do want to thank you for the support on the channel. We're getting super close to 3,000 subscribers, which is mind-boggling to say, but definitely thank you all for the support there. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. We're gonna be working on the CBX, we got the turbo bike, and the Prelude might be making an appearance back on the channel pretty soon here. So make sure you subscribe. Check that out every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard. Thank you all for the support, and I will see you in the next one.